Good morning, children. Welcome to another video lesson of biology. We are dealing with the chapter cell. Okay, it is chapter 3 and this is part 4. Children, in the previous video lessons, we had discussed about all the topics on cell, that is its shape, size, cell theory. Then what are prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, the structure of cell, that is which was divided into cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, all their parts, their functions, everything. Now, in this lesson, we would start with the exercise. Okay. So everybody should sit with your biology books in front of you with a pencil in your hand. Okay. Write the answers. Which answers are to be written in the copy and which one are to be written in the books, I'll tell you when I start with the exercise. Okay. So let us start. Now, in the exercise, the first question which is given in your book, see, it is name the following and it is A. Okay. A, name the following. So I'll be telling the question. The questions are not written in the slides. I'll be telling the question along with the answers are written in the slides. Now, first is name the following. Organelle that surrounds all plant cell. Okay. Now that organelle which surrounds the plant cells only, which is that? It is cell wall. Okay. Because in case of animal cell, the outer membrane is what? This plasma membrane or cell membrane. But in case of plant cell, it is cell wall. And inside of cell wall is the plasma membrane or cell membrane. So cell wall will be the answer of the first one. Second one, the colorless plastids. That is, we have to name the colorless plastids. What are the colorless plastids known as? Leucoplasts. Okay. So the spelling is also written. Please mark the spellings nicely. Leucoplast. So leucoplasts are the colorless plastids. Now the third one. Cells found in the lining of nose and windpipe. They are the ciliated cells. Okay. The answer is ciliated cells. Ciliated. Ciliated cells. Number 4. Fourth question is cells which do not have nucleus. Now you might be thinking which cells do not have nucleus. Okay. You should know, when we discussed in the lesson also, but we saw that the nucleus is absent in the red blood cells in mammals and in the sieve tubes, that is, which is a part of the phloem. I showed you the diagram also. So sieve tube cells in the plants. Okay. So red blood cells in mammals, either you can write this, and the sieve tubes in plants. Okay. So both you should write because it is written in the question, cells which do not have nucleus. Okay. Not cell. So both you have to write. Now coming to the next questions, that is short answer questions. It is B. B, short answer questions. I'll tell the answers. Okay. So first we'll deal with the first question, that is draw a neat and well labeled diagram of plant and animal cell. Now this diagram is given in your book. I have also shown which diagram to draw. Okay. In the first question of B, that is B1, you have to draw a plant cell as well as an animal cell. That is also is there in the slide. Both the diagrams are given in your book nicely. You should draw the diagrams properly. If you cannot accommodate in one page, go for a second page. In one page you draw one diagram, in the second page you draw another diagram. Okay. And labeling is must for biology diagrams with proper spellings. Okay. Spelling should be correct. Now we'll go into the next slide. Now the second question, B2. Okay. B2 question is give main difference between the plant and animal cell. Okay. In the book, plant and animal cell difference is nicely given in your book. You can select any 5 points and you can write whichever is easy for you. Here I have given all the points which are there in the book. That is, plant cells are larger than animal cells, usually smaller in size. Who? The animal cells. So animal cells are smaller, plant cells are comparatively larger. Okay, not very large. Now cell wall is present, in case of plant cell. In case of animal cell wall is absent. In case of one more point you can add here, that cell wall is made up of what? Cellulose. And in case of animal cell, plasma membrane or a cell membrane is made up of what? Lipoproteins. Okay. Now, the third point is plastids are present. You know, plant cell only can prepare their own food. That's why called autotrophs. Why? Because they can prepare their own food with the help of by the process of photosynthesis with the help of chlorophyll pigment. And animal cell plastids are absent. Okay, because they take food from outside. Vacuoles are present in case of plants, and they are few but large in size. In case of animals, vacuoles are many but small in size. Centrosome is absent in case of plant cell, but centrosome is present in case of animal cell. Lysosomes are absent in case of plant cell. Lysosomes are present in case of animal cell. In case of plant cells usually have a definite shape. Animal cell do not have a definite shape. I told you why plant cell have definite shape and animal cells do not have a definite shape, because plant cells are lined by cell wall, which is very tough and rigid. That's why it generally doesn't change the shape. Okay. Vacuoles are prominent in case of a mature cell, whereas vacuoles are small or maybe temporary, and they are temporary in case of animal cell. Now, let us go into the next question. The question is, why is the cell membrane called selectively permeable membrane? So why when I was teaching the chapter, I told this is a very important question, that why cell membrane is called the selectively permeable. First of all, I told you select. Select means what? To choose. So selectively means it selects, and permeable means what it will allow, that is permit to enter and exit. So cell membrane is called selectively permeable membrane as it controls the entry and exit of materials in and out of the cell, and thus allows only selective substances to pass through it. Okay, so this is why the cell membrane is known as the selectively permeable membrane, because it doesn't let anything to enter or move out. It always selects or chooses that what has to enter and what has to come out of the cell. Now, the next question. Name the scientist who formulated the cell theory. The scientists who formulated the cell theory are M. Schleiden, Theodor Schwann, and Rudolf Virchow. Now you might be thinking all the first name of the last two scientists are given, but in the book why not M? What is the full form of M. Schleiden? It is Matthias Schleiden. Okay, it is Matthias Schleiden. So the scientists who formulated the cell theory are M. Schleiden, Theodor Schwann, and Rudolf Virchow. Next, we'll go into the long answer questions. Okay. Now, in the long answer questions, you see there are again 4 questions. The first question is, that is C1. What are the main points of cell theory? What are the main points of cell theory? We had discussed the main points of cell theory are all living things are composed of cells. It might be plants, it might be animals, any living thing, any living organism always will be composed of cells. Next, the cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So whatever functions are performed by our whole body is actually performed by a cell. That's why functional unit. And why structural unit? Because any part of our body you just scrap off a little bit of skin from your body and you see under the microscope there are cells. So structural unit. Last point is, all cells come from the division of pre-existing cells. Means a cell cannot pop up from anywhere. Okay. A cell is present, that cell divides to form 2 new cells. So this term I told you, all cells come from division of pre-existing cells. This is also given in your book in a form of Latin sentence. What was that? Do you remember, all of you? Omnis cellula e cellula. Remember, it was a Latin sentence. We discussed this when we were dealing with the chapter. Now, the next question, that is C2. Okay. What are cell organelles? Okay, I had already discussed about cell organelles. What are cell organelles? They are tiny structures that perform particular or specific function within the cell. So, these cell organelles perform a particular and a specific function within a cell. They are the organs of the cell, but as they are microscopic, hence they are called the cell organelles. Now, why they are called cell organelles? That also I told you. Why they are not called cell organs and they are called cell organelles. Organs and organelles. What is the difference between that? Organelles actually mean little organs. Little organs means cell itself is what? Microscopic. We cannot see the cell, and if the structures which are inside the cell means they will be more smaller. So they are very little organs. So that's why they are known as cell organelles and not cell organs. Okay. Now, you are also asked in the question that you have to name 5 cell organelles along with their functions. So what I have given only 5. You can choose any 5 and you can write according to your convenience. Now, the first one I have written is mitochondria. Produces energy from oxidation of food. Produces energy from oxidation of food. I explained this, that whenever you take the food, now the food gets absorbed by the blood. Now that the blood takes the food to the cells, and that food is broken down by the oxygen which we breathe in, and thus the food is broken down to produce energy. Now children, in your book, one term you will get, in my book the page number is 42. My one is an old edition book, so you can just look into your books. That is, there is a summary of the functions of major cell organelles given in your book, okay, in a colorful tabular chart. Now there you will see that under mitochondria the function is written shows aerobic respiration, okay. Now what does this aerobic respiration mean, okay? Respiration always is the process by which our body produces energy, okay? How energy is produced? By the breaking of foodstuffs. Foodstuffs means when we take in food, oxygen breaks it to produce energy. Now, there are two types of organisms. Some organisms are there who are aerobic and some are there who are anaerobic. Now, the spelling of aerobic is given in your book, Aerobic, and anaerobic are Aerobic. Now, what is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic? Aerobic means when oxygen is used to break down the foodstuffs, or by the process of respiration, it is known as aerobic. When oxygen is used, it is aerobic, and when oxygen is not used, there are few organisms like yeast and all. You will come to know about all these things like yeast, yeast, okay. They are also an organism. They break down their foodstuffs without oxygen, okay. That is called fermentation. This you will read in higher classes. Now aerobic respiration means with the help of oxygen food is broken down. That's why aerobic respiration, okay. The next one which I have given is ribosomes. What are ribosomes and what is their function? Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. That is, they produce, in the ribosomes, the proteins are formed. Next is nucleus. Regulate cell functions and help in cell division. Okay. So they regulate cell functions and help in cell division. Cell division means dividing of cells. From one cell, two cells are produced. Endoplasmic reticulum, okay, forms the skeleton of the cell. Means as we have skeleton in our body, the bones, because of which our shape and form is maintained, in the cell also, to maintain their skeletal structure or to maintain their shape and structure, this endoplasmic reticulum is present. It also helps in transport of substances within the cell. From one part of the cell to the other, this endoplasmic reticulum helps. The next which I have given is lysosomes. Digests foreign and worn out cell organelles. Digest foreign bodies means, foreign means, we use the term foreign for what? Whoever comes from outside, that is who is not a citizen of India, we consider them as foreign. So digest foreign bodies doesn't mean the foreigners, okay? It is the foreign bodies means whatever things which are not the part of the cell, they are foreign bodies, okay? Now these foreign bodies are killed and digested by these lysosomes. Also, worn out cell organelles are also destroyed by lysosomes. That's why they are known as the suicide bags. Clear? Now, let us go into the next slide. Now, next question was, children, number 3, that is C3. Explain the various parts of the nucleus with a neat labeled diagram. Now, the various parts of the nucleus are, what are they? The nuclear membrane and the nucleoplasm. The highest subdivisions means it is broadly classified into two parts mainly, nuclear membrane as nucleoplasm. Now, nuclear membrane, you know, it surrounds the nucleus and is a double membrane. Double membrane means it has two layers, okay? And this single membrane means there will be a single layer of membrane, but in case of double membrane means it has two layers, okay? There are some more organelles which you will come to know in the higher classes, that they are double membranes, like mitochondria, chloroplast. They all are double membranes. You have also, I think, in your book, yes, chloroplast you have in your book, double membrane. Now, permeable in nature. Permeable in nature means it allows things to come in and go out, but selectively. The structure is same as plasma membrane. The structure is not different from plasma membrane. contains many pores called the nuclear pores. Through these pores also sometimes these materials come in and go out. Now the next subdivision of nucleus contains the nucleoplasm. Colorless dense fluid we know surrounded by nuclear membrane. It contains nucleolus and chromatin material. The nucleoplasm contains nucleolus and chromatin material. Nucleolus, what does actually this nucleolus look like, or what is the shape? It is spherical body, not bounded by any membrane. It is not bounded by any membrane, nucleolus, okay? Not nucleus, it is nucleolus. Inside the nucleus, in the nucleoplasm, there is the nucleolus. Spelling should be learned. Rich in protein, who? The nucleolus. And RNA. RNA full form must to be learned. Ribonucleic acid. And what is the function of nucleolus? It produces ribosomes. Next part of the nucleoplasm is the chromatin material. What are chromatin material? Network of thread-like intertwined mass. So threads are coiled among each other. That's why network of intertwined mass. What is this chromatin material composed of? Genetic substance, that is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA and proteins. Okay. In this same question, you are asked also to draw a label diagram of this nucleus. Okay. Now, this diagram is clearly given in your book. I have shown you the diagram here. You will draw it clearly, nicely with proper labeling. Okay. Let us now go into the next question. That is, choose the odd one out. Okay. Oh, one more question is there. I missed out. Okay, C4 it is. Okay. C4, that is, given account of different kinds of plastids present in the plant cell. So, plastids, how many types of plastids are there? And you have to write an account, a normal short note. Account means what? A short note. You have to write on plastids. So, plastids are only present in plant cell. There are three different types of plastids: chromoplast, leucoplast and chloroplast. Now, chromoplast, these are colored plastids except green color, okay? You know that chromoplasts are generally present in fruits and flowers and are responsible for bright colors. Leucoplast, these are colorless plastids present in the roots and modified underground stems. They store food which is prepared in the plant in the form of starch, proteins and fats. Leucoplasts are colorless ones, and the chloroplast are, they are the green colored plastids. They naturally contain the green color, that is pigment, that is chlorophyll. Most abundant plastids concerned with photosynthesis. Okay. Now, we'll go into the next question, that is D. D is choose the odd one out from each of the following. Now children, in your book, choose the odd one out only is written that you have to just choose the odd one out. But you can see that in the answer I have also given the reasons, because sometimes in class 6 questions, when you get the terminal question papers, sometimes after writing the odd one out, you have to also write the reasons. Okay. Now that's why I have given the reasons, and you should understand the concept that what reason I have given according to the odd one out which is present there. Okay. Now the first question. The question of D1 is nucleus, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, chromatin material and chloroplast. These options are given in your book. You can see. Now, odd one is chloroplast. Why chloroplast is the odd one out? Now, because others are part of the nucleus. You can see that nucleus, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, chromatin material all are present inside the nucleus. But chloroplast is what? It is a type of plastid. Okay. Now, the next question. D2. Chloroplast, ribosomes, leucoplast, chromoplast. Okay, these are given. These four options are given. Now, out of this, which one is the odd one I have written? Ribosomes. Okay, why ribosomes? You should know. Reason is others are different types of plastids. It is chloroplast, leucoplast, and chromoplast. All are different types of plastids. Okay, and ribosome is not a type of plastid. The third one, cell membrane, mitochondria, lysosome, cell wall and vacuoles. Now here the odd one I have written is cell wall. And what is the reason that I have written cell wall? Because cell wall is present only in plant cell. That is the organelle which is present only in plant cell. Cell membrane is present in animal cell also. Mitochondria, lysosomes, vacuoles all are present in animal cells also. But cell wall is the only cell organelle which is present in plant cell. Okay, that's why I have written odd one out, cell wall. Now, last one, that is D4, is amoeba, paramecium, hydra, euglena and bacteria. Now children, you can see in question number 4, I have given 2 odd one out. Now you can see in the first odd one out, I have written bacteria. Okay. Now why I have written bacteria? The reason is others are eukaryotes, because others have a well-defined nucleus. But bacteria doesn't have a well-defined nucleus. Okay. That's why bacteria is a prokaryote, others are eukaryote. That is one reason. One more you can write here in this option, Hydra. Okay, why Hydra? Hydra is a multicellular organism. Okay, it has many cells, but others like amoeba, paramecium, paramecium, amoeba, euglena and bacteria, they are all unicellular. Hydra is a multicellular organism. So these are some of the reasons why Hydra is placed in odd one out. Now children, in case of odd one out, there might be many reasons, but the reason should be appropriate. Any reason you cannot write. The reason should be appropriate, and there should be a reason why you have put them in odd one out. Okay. So if you are confused that the teacher might not understand, you should always write the reason. When you are learning, you should learn along with the reason. Now children, which questions you have to write in your notebooks, classwork notebooks. Okay, you have only one notebook, that is the classwork copy. You will write in the classwork copy these questions. Now name the following children, that is name the following. You will not write in your copies. Okay, in your notebooks you will not write these name the following. In the book itself you can write the answers. Similarly, short answer questions you will write in your copy. Okay, that is B. Short answer questions you will write in your copy. The long answers, of course, you will write in your copy, and choose the odd one also you will write in your copies. Okay, so what question you don't have to write? The first question, that is name the following, you will write in your books itself. Okay, and the rest 3, that is B, C and D, all the questions you will be writing in your copies with the diagrams which I have told you to draw. You will draw them properly and label it properly. Okay, so this is all for today's class, children, and I'll be back with another lesson of biology in the next class. Okay, some part of the exercise is left. We'll complete that in the next class. Okay, so you will be writing the question answers as I have told. Draw the diagrams. Okay, so this is your homework, but you will do it in the classwork copy itself. Okay, and because this I am giving through the video lesson, you will do it in the classwork copy itself. No homework copies at all. Okay, only classwork copies. Okay, one more thing. We will be having some classes where I'll be giving again some more, means I'll be marking some of the spellings in this chapter. Children, learn the spellings of this chapter. Some very tough spellings are there in the chapter. So go through the chapter nicely, mark the spellings, underline them and learn them. Okay. Till then, I'll take your leave, and I'll be back with another lesson of biology very soon. Till then, goodbye and thank you, children.